Welcome to Duke United show, and the match ends 3-2 to Arsenal with a last-minute goal from Nketiah. Nketiah with two, Rashford with a wonder strike, Martinez with a goal from a set piece, and Saka also with a wonder strike. Two wonder strikes and two goals, from in the game. It was obviously a game for the neutrals that they love this kind of game. And Arsenal, they showed that they are championship winning material now. That kind of goal in the last minute, even when it got to 89th minute, I actually said to myself, Garth, this is where goals need to be scored if you're going to win the league. Straight away, they score. Straight away.
Listen, mate, but this from about 72nd minute, turned to my missus like, they're scoring. We've lost this game. The way we're playing, the deepness of our team, the inability in the centre of midfield to release the ball to anyone, it was guaranteed we were losing. Guaranteed. I was like, I know we've been chatting in the group and it doesn't feel like everyone's as angry as me. In fact, no one's. I'm fuming with today's performance, mate. I really am, like, fuming with it. We were very naive. We were naive all over the pitch, mate. We were naive all over the pitch. We were very lucky to get that second goal as well. We didn't deserve that.
We were.
Yeah.
We were.
But yeah, anyway, sorry.
You know what it is, Garth? It's I feel like no Casemiro in there. We knew no one could replace him. No one could replace that kind of steeliness at the back, under pressure, to keep the ball under pressure and keep it moving. And then that means we won less. I felt like we were, I don't know, but for me, I feel like we couldn't really get ourselves moving through the thirds. And that's the problem. If Casemiro's not there, we are pretty much dead meat. And that's what happened today. We didn't have possession, and they looked like they were going to score quite often. And the difference between this game and the one at Old Trafford is we look dangerous all the time on the attack. We look dangerous a few times with just Rashford. And we can't have just Rashford being the danger man to win these kind of games. So, yeah, I'm just going to go with, did you see what I saw again? What I saw from my mind. I'll quickly say we miss Casemiro. Exactly what I just mentioned. We did miss him, and that's the reason why we were the way we were. That's why they had much more possession of the play, and they just they were putting themselves in dangerous positions so often, and then when we win it back, we just gave it right back to them, and that was for that's the theme of the whole game. And if it wasn't for a Rashford wonder strike out of nothing, ripping up Partey of all people anyway, who allegedly got a 10 or a 9 probably. Look, Casemiro, we missed him, number one.
Yeah, 100%, mate. 100%, go on, listen, I've got nothing extra to put on that apart from I thought McTominay would be able to do a job. He did not. I would love to see his pass completion rate. There you go. This is Jinwei.
McTominay simply not good enough for DM role he has done that under Oli. Clearly shows he's not good enough. 100% Jinwei.
100%.
Exactly what I was going to say. That's why it was number one on my list. We missed Casemiro, and I felt it massively. Second, he scores a wonder strike, but it was not enough. He was just the only outlet who is really on fire right now in our attacking three who are playing on the pitch, and it's not enough. And that's the difference between us and an Arsenal and a City. Yeah. If we want to be really challenging, we need to have three-pronged attack that are on absolute fire. If we don't, we're going to be like this. So that's number two. Number three, Anthony's still underwhelming, mate. He's not producing nothing, Garth. You talk to me because I keep going on like it feels like I'm attacking it. But listen, it's underwhelming me massively. Don't do nothing. Tell me.
Yeah, listen. Yeah, I came at you saying you were harsh about it, and I still think you were with what you're talking about because he just ain't that player. And I think we all need to realise that. Looking at it today, I mean, he doesn't. Like, we thought he was a pacey dribbler. He's not. Look at him. He literally lost his own feet trying to run through on goal. He isn't that player. Listen, I like Anthony, but I was saying at the start of the season, we didn't need him. I stick by that, and I'm going to get into Ten Hag. I blame Ten Hag massively for this game today because Anthony should have been off at half time and Garnacho should have been on 100%. Because what you're saying is right. The only attacking outlet we had was down the flanks, their fullbacks, and Anthony weren't doing nothing. So all we had was Rashford on the left, mate. So very underwhelming, mate. And listen, if he's going to be a success here, he needs to up everything. So I agree with you on that, mate. I do. He needs to up everything.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's even when a player comes into a club, you still see flashes of ability of the things that they're known to be good at. Now, everything else, I think we've seen flashes of. We've seen flashes of cutting in and whipping. We've seen flashes of hard work. We've seen little tricks and little things that you go, yeah, that's all right. And little megs and all that. That's nice. But then there's just the other side where, like we said, he's not that kind of player. So let's not expect him to do that anymore. I don't expect him to run at anyone. I expect him to just dribble with it down the line and try and play 1-2s with people. You see how Saka keeps people honest. You see how he can go down the line, he can cut inside. And what did he do? All he did all night was kept going down the line, strafe dribbling Shaw. And Shaw had to go, no, I can't touch you, I can't touch you. But he kept in the right place. Shaw done all right. But the problem is he's having to make him not bite ever. He can't bite because if he bites, he's gone. See you later.
Yeah.
And that's the difference between Antony and a player like Saka and Martinelli even.
Yeah. No, 100%, mate. 100%.
Point number 4, Garth. Weghorst was a good focal point, but we don't play to his strengths. We're not playing to his strengths at the moment. He's not going to be effective for us if we do not play the way Arsenal play. Like, it's hard. It's hard, but we have to start playing. We got into positions where we cut inside, and it was just screaming out for a quality ball into the box. The ball didn't come. The ball got beat on the first man, wins the header. I'm like, how can you not cross a ball in back post? If we've got that player on, find him. Find him as a focal point. De Gea, when you can't kick it, when you can't pass it short, why don't you find Weghorst instead of finding Rashford? What's going on here? So he did his job, what he's brought in for, but it's largely ineffective. Like, okay, the goal, great, but it was from Rashford doing his great stuff. Obviously, he moves into a position to try and get the ball as well. And it was great to pull away Gabriel a little bit to open up the space. But other than that, I can't see how he's going to be a danger man. He didn't get no shots again. He didn't have nothing. No. There was no chance of a shot or nothing. And this is the point that I'm saying. It's just one of them things. It was a good focal point, and that's really it at the moment, what we're seeing. Anything
and I think that's good. That's what I've been saying about him from the start. That's all he's going to be. Yeah. Listen, I'm going to get into this probably when we talk about Ten Hag, but if Ten Hag wants this system, he needs to start buying players or scouting players, not just that he thinks are going to do well, that actually are going to improve this team. Because so far, let's face it, the attacking players he's brought in have not been up to snuff for us. The Antony and the Weghorst. Because Weghorst, I agree with you, man. Weghorst is you know what I mean? He's an old school target, man. That's literally all he is, man. Yeah. He looks like he's running in treacle.
Yeah,
to be quite honest with you, like, I was reasonably happy when we got him because I thought it was going to be that we change our style of play and we're going to start seeing what it is Ten Hag wants.
Yeah,
but it's almost like he's just put him in there and that's it because we've got no one else at the moment.
It's like a Niall Quinn, Garth. It's like he's a Niall Quinn.
That's but Niall Quinn's got goals, mate.
When you feed him, he can score goals. But if you don't,
yeah.
Problem is, January says that the problem is money. If we have the money, we can buy anyone. Yeah, we've bought a lot of players. We've done well in other areas. We need a bit of time. We can't do it all in one go.
No, exactly.
In a day. And exactly what I'm saying now. And point number 5 is United still got work to do. We come so far, yet we're not there yet. You can see when you're playing against an Arsenal, they are the team. They are now the outfit, the type of football that we want to be doing. Once we get there, we'll be fine. At the moment, we're just a little bit off in terms of, you can see it's like there's foundations that you need to have. We've got the defensive foundation. You need to now get a goalkeeper to be able to pop the ball around a bit better and more control. You've got Casemiro in there, but you ain't got a replacement for Casemiro if he gets injured or suspended. Then you've got the players in there that can shift the ball, like Eriksen. You've got one. If he's gone, there's no other Eriksen to come in. Bruno, you can possibly put Eriksen in the Bruno, and that's that. But then you've got Rashford killing it, a striker who's injured and a striker who's not playing to our strengths. Then you've got an Antony who ain't doing a lot. And then obviously Garnacho who can come off and do bits, but it's doing bits. It's not in a system which is going to get you chances like this so often. You see what I said about Nketiah? He don't have to do much. He just has to be in the right place.
Yeah. I would have scored both them goals, mate. That's exactly what you're saying. Perfect, man.
Great football.
Yeah.
It's
I agree.
Well-oiled machine that provides that for him. We ain't a well-oiled machine yet, but we're nearly there.
No.
We're on our way there.
I agree with you, man. I agree entirely. But again, this comes back to me. For me, listen, I like Antony, but I never wanted him in the first place, and we wasted half our transfer budget on him. And this is exactly what I mean. This is what I said at the time as well. We're now suffering in January. because we've got no money for anyone. And now Ten Hag's had 4 months at the helm. He can see where the holes are that he needs to fill. And we're out there loaning in about Weghorst, like having to do a deal with Besiktas and Burnley. Like, you know what I mean? And you've got Arsenal out there looking to sign Mudryk. Or how they get these deals over the line so quickly? You know, in the space of 2 days, they've got a Polish national centre back who's going to be really good in the future, and Trossard. And Trossard is Premier League proven. 21 mil. You're mad,
I've always
mate.
liked him. Yeah.
Same here, mate. Yeah.
Yeah.
I keep coming back to it, man. I really think that we're going to regret spending all that money on Anthony. It's not good for him because the price tag's on his shoulders.
At the moment, yeah.
No, he's good, but he's never going to be an £86 million player, mate. And I keep coming back to it. When we had got Nacho on the bench, Diallo, Palestri, Sancho, Rashford, even Alanga, we just never needed him. And I don't understand why. Like, watching him now, I don't understand anymore what Ten Hag wants from him. I don't understand what his role in his team is, Nate. I don't understand what it is he's bringing to the team anymore. Like, that's not harsh because he's a great player. Yeah. But I don't know. Man. I don't know. It's weird.
I know what you mean. It's like, what is he actually giving us? Like, what is he really going to give us in terms of real output? Like, as a winger, you need to give us some goals or you need to give us assists. You've scored your few goals, but in the games where you're not doing a lot, you're not really, like, you're not even looking dangerous. This is the problem. I told you, whenever he's 1-on-1 now with the winger, I'm not even excited anymore. I'm just going, he ain't taking him on. Not even he ain't taking him on. I'm like, right, what we're going to do now once he gives the ball to whoever else? Like, he's not going to take him on. Oh, he's through. Yeah, okay, whatever. Like, I should be up on my feet going, oh my gosh.
Every time he gets the ball, yeah.
Nah, not anymore. It's not happening. But the good thing is Sancho is back in training. And hopefully he's going to get his chance to get back in amongst it. And hopefully Martial ain't injured for too long. I know it's another nonsense. But right now, we can't buy anyone. So we've got to rely on who we've got. And the only people we've got is Martial. And I'd rather him up front than any of these boys that
100%.
And leave Rashford on the left and let Sancho, Anthony battle it out on the wings. I wouldn't mind having Sancho starting and then Anthony coming on for a Sancho. And this is the thing. Goff, I'm looking at these wingers, and by the looks of it, it looks like Palestri's probably a better player. It looks like. And it looks like Amad Diallo has got more about him. He's got more about him. He's got the link. He's got the pop. What I've already seen in glimpses from Amad, I can't see Anthony being able to do that. That's my point. And he's 80-something million, and this guy's on loan. So I'd say bring him back, let him come back next year, and let's see what he can do for us, because I really believe he's got bits. He's got bits. I know he's small, but who cares? I want him.
So's Messi. Yeah, Messi's small as well. So I don't want to so's my team. Listen, I have been championing Hamid Diallo since he came here. As you know from the start of the season, when I was saying about Anthony, I don't want him. I want to see Diallo play. I want to see Palestri play. I want to see Garnacho play. But what you're talking about in this game specifically with Anthony, this is what you said about Saka. He just did not keep Zinchenko honest. This is what I was saying at half time. Bring Garnacho on, because Zinchenko ain't going to be on the halfway line if Garnacho's bombing down the right flank. He is not going to be there. And look how the goal was scored. Zinchenko being all the way out the pitch. I know Anthony was off by then, but still, we had Bruno Fernandes out there. He ain't going to keep a fullback honest either. So, I mean, I'm very, very, very disappointed today, mate, and I can't tell you why. We played all right in parts, but I really thought we had that game. I really did, and then it just all fell apart in like the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, I thought we was able to hang on to a draw. I thought we were resilient enough to hold on to the draw, and that's why I actually gave a lot of players one rating slightly higher, because of the amount of defending we were doing, because of the amount of blocks we got, because of the amount of stoppages we had. But then, to concede the 3, I had to give one less for nearly everyone. So it went down a point, and that was on the 90th minute. I already wrote it in, and at the end I had to change it because it's not fair. If you lose 3-2, it's not the same as drawing 2-2. So I had to give my points. But let's dive right in. Elanga needs to get on loan. Send him out to Dortmund. Let him get his confidence up, and let's see what he can really do. And then if he does well enough, we can bring him back, because right now he's one of the others who I don't see being good enough to mix it with the boys. Like, mix it with the Arsenals and the City.
No.
I don't think he's got
he's a real squad player. It's just that we've got 17 wingers, so we don't need him. In all reality, as much as I actually appreciate Elanga as a squad player, if we can get 20, 25 mil for him, which I think is reasonable, 15 to 25 mil, I would definitely let him go. Like now, like right now, let him go. So,
yeah, imagine that. Imagine we was able to get 15, 25 for Maguire and 25 for this guy.
50 mil in the bank,
30 mil. Let's go. 50 mil, sorry.
50
and
mil,
then we can buy someone. So, But look, let's dive right into it. Let's get
player rating. Yeah. Let's go for it.
De Gea.
Fantastic save from Nketiah. It was down his throat. But today, man, he proved everyone that I've been battling about his distribution right. Now, I think it's unfair because I think this is what came back to Ten Hag. Ten Hag needs to stop this. De Gea cannot play out of the back, especially when he's got Aaron Wan-Bissaka on the right flank, because Aaron Wan-Bissaka can't play out of the back. So in these games, when you know you've not got that option, stop it. What are we doing? Having Martinez take a goal kick, pass it back to De Gea, who plays it out to the right flank to Wan-Bissaka. Who is coming up with that? That's what I don't get. So I'm putting the blame on Eric Ten Hag there, but sorry, it's a 6. It's a 6. I know you can see 3 goals, but that's a couple of good saves, and I actually don't blame him for that pass out, because that is what he's been instructed to do, and it's all well and good Ten Hag coming out in the press conference afterwards saying, "I know he's got to pick the right moments to do it." No, mate, you're trying to play this system without the goalkeeper that can do it. Stop it, just stop it, mate.
Yeah. Look, he let me do the positives first. His goalkeeping was really good. Shot stopping was amazing. That Nketiah save, oh my gosh, what a save! Yeah. And the other chances that he's had were really good. And the goals, Saka goal, you can't stop that. Nothing you can do about that at all. And even the point blank headers, you can't do that. And the last minute goal, you can't stop nothing there. So in terms of that, he was on point. But then, like you say, he just looks like a shaky guy at the back. Like, I don't want to see him on the ball, even though he didn't make too many mistakes. I'm like, no, I don't like this. We need to just and he, like you say, Ramsdale kicked the ball out, and he was like, yeah, no worries. And I didn't. It's not the same. It's just not the same, because he often gets the ball to players nice and calmly, but with him, it looks like he's got a mistake waiting to happen, and I don't like that. And that made me feel like I need to give you a lower result. But it's I guess it's a bit unfair. But 6 is fair. 6 is a perfect.
6 is well fair, mate. 6, we conceded 3 goals as well, mate.
Apparently, that is taking Arsenal out of their comfort zone.
Yeah, well, their comfort zone encompasses the whole pitch now. There is no uncomfortable zone for Arsenal, mate. And listen, De Gea, again, what I've noticed is that his passing is better, but what he's doing now, like you saw with the Shaw pass, which went straight out, he's gambling that there's a player there and just kicking it into areas.
Oh, yeah, I forgot to talk about that.
Yeah. Horrific.
He was just thinking he's going to be there. And maybe
he said you saw him lip read to Shaw. He's like, why aren't you there?
That is pattern of play. That is what you do without any opposition, where you should not need to look up to pass. But obviously, you're the defender, you're the goalkeeper, you're the last man. So you should be able to look and go, right, what are you doing? And you can't just play it in any area. You have to still go, right, I know it should be there, but wait a minute, what are you doing not there? You can't just play it with your head down on the floor. Come on, De Gea. But anyway, that pass to Wan-Bissaka, they're both in the wrong for that. Number one, De Gea plays it a bit soft or a bit late, so the player comes right next to him, and then there's no option to pass it down the line because he's cut it off, and also he can't cut back in. So he had to try and dink it, which he lost it, and then he wins the tackle. That's fine. It goes out for a corner. But then he's asleep for the goal as well at the back post. He was watching him, and then the ball gets in there, and then he's just like not watching at the end. So in the end, a little bit of a problem there for Wan-Bissaka. But overall, again, I think he done okay. So that's why we're moving on to him anyway. Aaron Wan-Bissaka.
You think he done okay, mate?
I think defensively, he did 1-on-1 with all the boys. He did well, tackled well.
Yeah, one good tackle that I can remember, mate. So
did he let anyone pass him? Not really.
It
was a mistake for the goal, but apart from that, I felt he done his job pretty well defensively.
Well, I'd go this far with him, man. I'm giving him a 4. This is the worst game I've seen Aaron Wan-Bissaka play in a while. He's been really good recently. He was out of position several times. It's immediately his fault for the Nketiah goal because he went to sleep. That's a point off immediately. It's a point off that we conceded 3 goals. So I'm already down to 5, mate. So I'm sorry. I thought he was awful in transition. He was awful with the ball at his feet. You see the one where he just let it roll and then he had to give away the foul when it was bouncing out from our corner and it was Nketiah chasing him down. Saka, sorry, yeah. And just let it mate, he was lost in today's game. Yeah, I'm sorry. For you to give him a 6, I think that is very, very, very generous, mate. He gave us nothing all game. And in all honesty, you say no one went past him. They did, man. Martinelli had him on toast a number of times in today's game. Yeah, he recovered well with some tackles. I'll give you that. But overall, his game was. And it's fair for me to say, so I've been giving really high ratings for the last 5 games. Today, he was lost for me, mate. Lost.
You know, I can give him down 1 for me because of you just reminded me of a few things. But for me, I felt he did okay. If it ended 2-2, I would have given him a 6. But it ended 3-2. So yeah, I think you're right. I should take him down a point. He did make the mistake for the first goal, wasn't alive. But I felt defensively one-on-one, the amount of times he came up against Martinelli, he didn't give him much change at all. For me, from what I saw, he defended pretty well. And even that left foot one-way won the ball. A tremendous tackle, that one as well.
Great tackle, that was, yeah.
Obviously, everyone makes a mistake in the game. So you can't expect like that. So the mistimed foul when he kicks Thingy's foot, but that's way up the field. So I don't really mind that. I'm not going to give dock him points for a mistimed challenge because everyone does. Everyone gets a yellow card. Everyone makes a little mistake. You know, Partey get megs. You've got Shaw tackling up Saka, but he played well for the most part. Shaw, and I remember Saka. I wasn't worried when he was one-on-one with any player. That's what my point is. I wasn't worried at all. I knew he was going to do his job. But again, going forward, there wasn't nothing. But again, there wasn't nothing. It wasn't all due to him. It's due to what's ahead of him and what's happening in the transitions. If Casemiro's there, the ball gets moved around quicker. He gets much more space and things happen. But in this game, it was like we're just playing in our back third, and then he passes the ball, and then they've got the ball back, and then we have to tackle and defend. So I can't put it down to him. For anything.
I'm the same as you, like I'm going. You start on a high, so we're saying, but I'd go with this. 2 of their goals come from his side. Like he was at fault for the first goal, for the Nketiah goal. He's at fault for the corner coming out more than De Gea, in my opinion. He had more time than I think a lot of people.
That was the goal. That was the one goal.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's all one thing. So you've got 2 mistakes for the compound. Listen, he's been great recently. Truly a bad game. And if what you're saying is that he played poorly because Casemiro wasn't there, if that's one of the reasons, because then that's not a player I want in my team. I need players that can play well without the one player in the team that makes it all click, man. This is what I've always said about Maguire. People are like, oh, Maguire plays well when he's got X next to him. And I'm like, but that's not what I want to see. I need to see players play their best without this, man. So
yeah, true. I wasn't meaning that he doesn't play well because of other players. I'm like, we ended up defending much more and not having the ball because Casemiro's not there. If we passed the ball and kept it with Casemiro there, then we'd get up the field higher. Then we'd have had more chances for your likes of Rashford and Vegas and everyone else to get up the field.
I see where you're coming from, yeah.
And that's why McTominay has been a nightmare in this game, but we'll talk about it later. So, Varane, what are you telling me?
Yeah, 3 goals conceded is a 6 at the highest, isn't it, really? He done well, though. It's Varane, he's a Rolls-Royce defender. He gave a standard game. He must be fuming that we conceded 3, to be quite honest with you. So, yeah, it's a 6. He did nothing majorly wrong all game. But apart from we conceded 3, I can't give him more than a 6, man. You know what I mean?
That's exactly what I'm going to give him. And there was nothing he did wrong at all. He's always in the right position. But again, it's not a one-man sport. It's not tennis. So, end of the day, he conceded 3, you got to get a 6. He was on a 7. Yeah. At 2-2, he was on a 7.
Oh, 100%.
But, at 3-2, it's a 6. You have to go down 1. So that's what we got to go on. Martinez, you know what? Martinez was exactly the same for me.
Exactly the same. That's what I was going to say.
No change.
Exactly the same comments. Yeah, exactly the same comments for Varane, mate.
Well, let's move straight on because we don't need to waste time on these guys. So let's move straight off for him. And we're going to Shaw. He was similar as well, to be fair. I gave him the same. Yeah. So I don't know what you
I'd probably take it down 1 of 5. He got toasted by Saka one too many times for me in this game. But again, he didn't do that much wrong and he's still our best left back, one of the best left backs in the league. It's just when you come up against someone like Saka, the same with Ben White against Rashford. What can you do? You know what I mean? And this is where I get in the 10 arc. He should have brought Fred on a lot earlier to do what he did in marking Saka out the game. It was slow for him. But 6, yeah.
Yeah, for me, I felt like he defended quite well, Saka. In terms of for 94 minutes, having that many times someone running at you and to stop him the amount of times, his success rate must have been quite high. okay, you're not going to stop someone having a shot for 90 minutes. He's going to get his chances to cut in and do, but you can't really stop a cut-in shot as well too easily, because it opens up the angle so much that you can get that kind of whip. So Saka obviously is too good a player to be kept quiet for 90 minutes. And like I said, if we had the ball more often, then Saka wouldn't be running at him 50 times
That's a good
in
shot.
the game.
Yeah.
It's just madness. And this is what I'm saying. The sheer amount of defending they had to do and and for that to happen. So I'm like, you know what? Sure, I think you did a very good game. If I was just isolating your defensive work against Saka, I'm saying you did a job, and I'm happy with what you did. And next game, I wouldn't mind. I would put you straight back in there, left back, and say, you deal with him again. So that's what I mean. So yeah.
Sure. It wasn't Shaw's fault. It wasn't Shaw's fault for Saka's goal either, because what was happening is Arsenal were doing very well. The Tomiyasu or Ben White was running down the flank, and he was having to go for that player, and then Eriksen was brought in. It was great tactics from Arsenal. Eriksen is not stopping Saka in a million years. Like, he hasn't. Like, Eriksen's fantastic. He has not got that yard of pace that's good. Like, Saka's gone before he's even thinking about it. You know what I mean? So,
exactly. It's a
5-6. Yeah.
That's the whole point of Arsenal. They play the way where they stretch people, and they're playing just like Arsenal, like City. That's exactly. And obviously, Arteta's been with Pep for so long. He just knows exactly what he wants to do. And he's just gone and got a second team and gone and done the exact same thing there. So what do we expect? It's going to be opening up football. Drag him in here, and then you go overlap and put him in there. And with quality, we're going to destroy you. Now, McTominay.
Oh, listen, mate, it's going to sound well harsh, but I'm giving him a 3. He was truly abysmal today. Like, if I'm giving Wan-Bissaka a 4, I have to take him down one more.
Yeah.
So it's a 3 foot. Yeah, it's a.
Wow, you know what? I've actually got to. I've got to give him the prize. To be fair.
Well, yeah, the worst player on the PN. Doodoo, 100%, mate.
Like, mate, the Doodoo prize.
I ask you this, man. I need, like, they never come up early enough, and I need to see his stats for the game, because the amount of times he gave the ball away, went for a tackle or missed it, turned around when we were on attack, moving forward. Like, I'm sorry, truly a really, really poor performance from him today. Like, I can't give you one reason to say, hey, he actually did well in this area. Nothing from him. I'm not expecting it. I'm not expecting him to be Casemiro either. I was just expecting him to actually break up that centre midfield play a little bit. Yeah. It almost looked like he was completely unfit. Like, he was not ready to play in this game.
He's fit, Garth. That ain't.
Of course, it's yeah.
You know what it is? I noticed. Did you see when he had the ball in total control, and he tries to use his body to turn, and he just gives the ball to them? I'm like,
oh my god, yeah.
I said, what are you doing? As well. You're a centre midfielder, lad. You can't. That is your game. Like, that's your speciality. You've got to learn to be able to do that. And if you haven't done it by now, you ain't getting that in your game. And that's why I say he's good at breaking up stuff and giving it simple, but don't try and do what you're not good at. Like, and that is something he's not good at. And he just practice it in training. And when you're good at it, then start doing it. But players don't do that. I remember Pereira coming through. Remember when we tried to rely on him early on in the season when we was playing, when Jose put him in, threw him straight in.
Yeah.
He tried to do the same thing. Now, he is pretty good technically. He's a lot more better technically than McTominay, but he's not a central defensive midfielder. So any little mistake like that, it's going to cost you. And again, McTominay, he didn't do anything that I would say was controlling the game. Broke stuff up at times, won headers at times, but that's standard. You expect that. There was nothing else. There was nothing else to this game. And that's why it's because Casemiro is so good as well. And him coming in, you could see so much of the drop off. And it's not. And sometimes it will bring more responsibility on McTominay. So the stats might even be lower than that, just because we know what we were without him, if you know what I mean. It's a tough one.
I didn't think we'd miss him as much, Nath. I really didn't think we'd miss him as much, and we really did. We really did. The forward impetus from him, the driving the team forward with just his quick balls out. Listen, I feel bad for McTominay because he's going to be a scapegoat, just like what we've just done here. Everyone's going to be saying the same thing because we all saw the same game. But yeah, truly abysmal performance.
He wasn't the best.
Oh, it's a 5 for Eriksen as well, mate. He was very, very quiet today. Like, I don't know. And again, I don't know. And again, this sounds like I'm digging out McTominay. I don't know if he didn't have Casemiro next to him, which was that quick balls, so he never got released to do anything.
Yeah.
if that was it. But listen, their central midfield trio of Partey, Odegaard, and Xhaka cancelled out our midfield completely all game. No two ways about it. They really did. So fair play to. I mean, I still don't think Partey's as good as Casemiro. I'm not even because Casemiro don't get nutmegged outside his own area. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, it's a really poor game for him, mate. Really poor game.
Yeah, it's not even that, you know. Like I was watching this game just to see the kind of quality Partey is compared to Casemiro, and it's worlds apart. Like Partey was good. Partey was very good, and he done a great job today. But he didn't look like an invincible player. Like you go, wow, wow, look at that, wow. I didn't say anything like that when Partey got on the ball or whatever he did. He did okay stuff. He lost the ball at times where you don't expect him to. Trying to thread balls through again. Okay, he was okay. He was good. He played probably like a 7. And he might give him an 8 because it's Man United and you win 3-2. But look, he wasn't like where you look at him and go, wow, unbelievable player. So anyway, they won the game again. They're a well-oiled machine. They won the game and they look.
Oh, they deserved it as well.
Don't put people in the same bracket just because you're top of the league. It doesn't make no sense. Eriksen,
5 for Eriksen, mate. Yeah.
Hey man, I'm not even going to mention I had a rant on Partey now. So
everyone deserves a bad game, mate. Everyone's allowed to have a bad game. He's been great form for us recently, and he's had a bad game. You know what I mean? So Bruno, it's a 5 again. Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah.
It was
no notes, Dave. No notes. Exactly what I said about Eriksen. Off game today, slow. So
yeah. So McTominay got a 4. Yeah. You know what? I've got a joint doo-doo prize. I've actually got a joint doo-doo prize.
You gave Bruno a 4?
No. Bruno got a 5.
Oh yeah. Do you know what? Yeah, I know who's coming next, and you're right, mate. You're 100% right.
We're moving on to him. Anthony.
I gave a whole spiel at the start of this show. You all heard it. Nate's been saying it for a couple of weeks now. He doesn't think this is the player the player that we thought we were getting. I agree with him entirely. I agree with you entirely now. I still think he's got time to grow into the game. But I agree with Hakeem. This player now needs to sit on the bench and come on as an impact sub in games until he's learned what it is that Ten Hag wants from him in this league. It has to be. I'm sorry, man. I'm really sorry.
100%. He's just not doing enough. He's not even looking like a danger too much now. Not too often looking a danger. And I thought he was going to be that player who's going to do the bits for us. And he isn't. And he scores the odd goal. He can score something out of nothing if you put him in a nice area where he can whip that left foot. But you know what? I don't know whether it's he is getting in them positions quite often, one-on-one with players, and he ain't doing a thing. So
doing nothing.
Case of the ball ain't getting to him quick enough. He's just not doing a thing. Garnacho does what he needs to do. Anthony, you don't. Simple as that. Yeah. Garnacho would be coming on the pitch, starting games from now on, and Anthony will be sitting there wondering why I'm not playing. Get on the field and do something then. Get on the field and do something so we can rely on you, because you're fast becoming another Depay in my mind. Like, I don't want this. I don't want this to happen.
No, 100%, mate. Yeah, 100%. He's getting to the stage already. So when you're like I was saying, like, he's still got that cut in. He didn't do that once today. Like, what are you doing, mate? You've got chances to run through. You're falling over yourself. Like, mate, like, what have we purchased here? What have we got? You know what I mean? Like, what have we actually got? Because this, like I said at the start of the show, I now need someone to explain to me what it is he's bringing to this team that suggests that he should be starting every week over Garnacho.
He's getting his chance to bed in, and he's not taking it. That's what it is. Yeah. He's got given extended chance because the manager brought him in. He knows what he's got in that league. But what's he got in this league? Like, he's not going to get people diving in on him so he can just skip them. He needs to now work on his game and think, how am I going to beat these kind of players now? That's the difference, I think. That's what it is. It's the way Sancho as well. He was skipping players who were always diving in on him all the time. And same with Anthony. Now players are standing on their feet saying, go on, beat me. Go on, do something. Now you have to change your game up a bit. So let's give it... I understand he needs time to adjust to that. But again, if you are a player who can take players on, you should be able to do that. So maybe Ten Hag has thought he can take players on because people are jumping in and he's skipping them, looking like he's taking them on. But really, when you're one-on-one, and that's, remember when they said, reason why they brought Malacia in is the only player who is stopping this guy. That's why he brought him. And he's probably the only player in that league who was standing up and not diving in. And that's what's happened. Now, this whole league is full of players who don't dive in. So that's what happened.
Truly bad performance, man. Truly, especially after me defending him so vehemently the other day. Really, truly awful. Do you know what? I'd even go that he was worse than McTominay because I expect that from McTominay. I don't expect that from Anthony. I expect something, man. I expect him to take on one player. Like, I understand he isn't a dribbler. I understand that, but mate, you've got like. God, I was a winger, man. Like, yeah, you take players on. You've got to take players on. And if you lose the ball, you lose the ball. My gaffer always said, listen, I'd rather you lose the ball up there, trying to take someone on and start something, than turn around and play it back into the centre midfield, then we lose it there. So just
you know what? He tried it once first half on the right side against Gabriel, where he dink. You know, that little touch and try to kick got taken down. That was a nice little bit. I said, that's nice. Keep trying that. Keep going. At least you're trying. And then he comes up against Zinchenko. He must have been briefed on Zinchenko. Like Zinchenko, like he's not that great defensively. He's great going forward. He is absolutely immense going forward. But defensively, you can get at him. So if you get one-on-one, just take him. Like even try and take him. And if he takes you down, who cares? Just try. Anyway, Weghorst, I've only got this picture of him at the minute. So
we haven't done.
There isn't one for him at the moment. So
an unfair game. I'll give him a 5 because it's unfair on him again to give him a 5. But he did nothing, like you said. But he was given nothing all game again. Yeah. Like, what are we doing with this man? I don't understand it because he's got no pace. So why you like? Don't expect him. Like, yeah, he pressures very well. Yeah, great. But he isn't fast enough to actually pressure them into mistakes, like actually get his foot on the ball. You just see this massive 6'6" geezer running at you. Yeah, I'm passing the ball out as well. And then just like, mate, what's he doing? Like, like his passing ability is not great, like I was told it was. Like I was told that he was great at holding up the ball and knocking the passes about. It's all right. But yeah, 5. But I don't feel like it's his fault. Like I'm saying, we don't play to his strengths. Exactly what you're saying, mate. So.
Yeah, Weghorst did that okay today. You know, when the ball did come up to his feet and he's linking up with players, for the most part, he links up okay, but he can't get in there quick enough. I just feel like, I don't know. We need to become a well-oiled machine for him to work for us. And I think it's going to be a long time before that happens because we ain't got the personnel to do that yet. So even if we do get in that area to cross the ball, look what happened. Anthony cuts in and he completely miskicks a shot. He cuts in and he completely miscues a cross. The 2 times he did it, they were both miscued completely. Like they didn't even go anywhere. They just p-rolled on the floor.
Oh my God, I forgot he did cut him, didn't he? That shot is one of the weakest shots I've ever seen. I'm sorry, sorry, mate.
That's my point, though. It's what I'm saying is, if we don't have the ability to give Weghorst the ball in the box with quality, where it goes in there, and even if no one was on it, the defense is stretching and they're diving and trying to head the ball and kick it out. You see how Wan-Bissaka had to kick a ball out because it was such a dangerous ball and he didn't know who was around him. He's like, listen, I ain't taking no chances. Bang, get that out. We ain't even done that once. Players don't have to do anything against us because there's no crosses coming in. I don't even remember a cross going in. Is there any ball going in?
Apart from the Anthony awful one, which you can't even call a cross, mate, because it didn't even.
which was a corner. I think that was a corner anyway. But in open play, I don't think we put any balls in. If you look at them, how many balls did they put in? And dangerous balls at that. That's where, because you're going to be made redundant here at the moment. You're just filling in, but I don't even want you to fill in at the moment. From what I'm seeing, I don't want to see that. I'd rather see Garnacho on the other side and Rashford up front. Or just put Anthony up there. I don't even care. Just throw Anthony up there and put Garnacho on the right then. And so we got someone who can take someone on. And Anthony, you just need to get the ball and just shoot. You know, or do a nice little bit of quick play and shoot. You might even do better there, like at the moment. But at the moment now, you are getting 5, you deserve it. I would have given you a 6.
Yeah, all done.
Yeah.
It might sound reactionary, mate. But right now, after that game, all I'm thinking is going forward right now, I'd play Rashford through the centre with Palestri on the right and Garnacho on the left until Martial's back, until Sancho's fit. That is what I'll be playing from now on. These kids deserve their chances, specifically Garnacho. What more does he have to do to prove that he's worthy of... Like, we didn't bring him on for 2 minutes. Oh, God, so infuriating, though. So, you know what I mean? Like, come on. Like,
Let me ask you a question on this then. they were mentioning it on Sky Sports. They were saying like, if you did play Garnacho and Rashford went up front, do you not get Rashford scoring that goal because he turns and he runs at you? That's what he's saying. Like, I don't think that's the case because you'll have a chance in some other way because he's been scoring while he's been up front as well. But do you lose the more dangerous Rashford, or do you still have the same dangerous Rashford no matter what? Because he looks like he's ready now, no matter where he is. He looks like he can do it once from everywhere.
I don't agree with whoever said that. For me, that doesn't work with what I'm seeing whatsoever. Because what you get, he may not have scored that goal because he wasn't there, but what you get is you now get an on fire Rashford pacing through the centre. You've got Garnacho terrorising people on the left, and then whoever you want on the right doing the same thing. So no, I know what they're trying to say. Maybe I don't know. I'm not a tactician, but no. At the moment, I'm seeing Anthony give us nothing. I'm seeing Martial give us nothing. I'm seeing Weghorst give us nothing. I'm seeing Sancho give us nothing. So, 100% play Rashford through the centre, especially in games like this where their defenders must have had the easiest game today, Gabriel and Saliba. I didn't even hear Saliba's name once thinking about it. You know what I mean?
Didn't have to do much at all, did they? Anyway, let's just go to the last man. Erik ten Hag.
It's a 5 for Ten Hag for me today. He's been great recently. I've been giving a lot of high results. I think he made some key errors today in substitutions, not changing personnel quick enough. I also think, and I mean this, is first goal. We scored our first goal, and then we did nothing. They go 2-1 up. We get a lucky equaliser, and then we do nothing again. If he couldn't see for the last 25 minutes how much pressure we were under and didn't make the changes necessary, bro, I don't know what to say. It was a very... He's done so well, man. Like I said about Wan-Bissaka, everyone deserves a bad game, but it doesn't mean I've got to not give him a bad score. So 5 or 6, exactly what you're giving him, mate. I can't really say he did anything right today. You know what I mean? So,
look, we had our hands tied with Casemiro not being there, so
of course,
with the same team that beat them last time, apart from Sancho, who was playing, wasn't he? So I would have tried to replicate that by putting Garnacho on the left and Rashford up front the same way we had it. So then we have a bit more attacking. You know, when you have a bit more attacking options, then they've got to be stretched. They're more stretched. They weren't stretched enough today. It was only on his own. We did enough, but at the same time, you got to have more, and we didn't. And that's the one thing that I noticed today. I was like, Ten Hag, now looking back, we were under the cosh far too much in the whole game, and he didn't change enough. Exactly what you said. We probably should have brought on Fred a lot earlier. We could have brought on Garnacho for. I would have thought Garnacho would have come on for Anthony if we wanted to continue attacking and trying to do bits. It's just that part really that you look at and you think, right, is the decision making, the in-game tactics which kind of killed it. And the starting lineup with Weghorst in there, I think it worked. It proved. No, it's not fair to say that it was wrong. But he tried to do what they want. And Kears is trying to come in. But that's on the end. I'm locking him out.
I want to ask about his scores, mate. I want to ask about his scores, bruv, that they were giving out. I want to ask him about the scores I saw being given out on their show, mate.
I weren't even coming on. You know, I was just giving you a clap in the background. That's all it was.
No, I want you on, mate. I want to discuss the ratings you were giving out on your show, mate.
Who's at the ratings?
Gabriel and 9, one of the best performers of all time.
Goff. Who gives out the ratings? What's that?
I need you to do one thing for me. Can you reel off all your player ratings, just the ratings of every player of your team as well? We've just done ours, so it'd be nice to get your player ratings and what you saw on your players.
By the way, these are Steve's player ratings.
Okay, no problem.
All right, these are Steve's player ratings. I think Steve gave him an 8. For me, with Ramsdale, the second goal. Yes, I can't. Second goal. Ben White didn't have a good game today. He was absolutely roasted by Rashford. Rashford was phenomenal. Couldn't handle him. Done him for pace and footwork and trickery as well. So I think Steve gave him a 6, but I think I would have given him a 5.
Okay.
I think Steve gave him an 8.
A 9.
Wow.
He gave him a 9. Didn't he give both your centre backs 9s?
No, he gave Saliba an 8. He gave Gabriel a 9.
Right.
Wow, they didn't have to do a lot. To be fair, I wouldn't have given that high, but anyway, no problem. Zinchenko.
I think Zinchenko got a 9.
I think he did very well. I would give him an 8 myself. He did very well on the ball going forward. He created a whole load of danger for us. Yeah, so I agree with you. Right, Partey. Let's see what they give there.
I think he gave him an 8, but I thought Partey was. Although I thought he was good today, I thought he was sloppy at points. I thought he was the reason why.
Yes.
Man United got that first goal.
That's one there.
But then I counteract that with some really good, important key tackles. I think he got an 8 today.
Okay, no worries. I would have said a 7 or 8, but that's fine. Xhaka?
He got a 9 today.
Really?
You know, yes.
Xhaka?
This is
He ain't getting less than a 9, mate. He ain't getting less than a 9.
Steve. Of course he's
Where's
getting
that
9.
come from? Was he the man
Because
of
he
the
didn't get he didn't get a red card.
match? He got a 9.
Finished the game.
He got a 9. Okay.
Hey, look at what my manager's saying in the background. Listen. Take note. Take note. This is what my manager's saying in the background.
Odegaard get a 9 too?
It was
9?
phenomenal today. Odegaard 9. Yeah.
Really?
Weirdly, I thought today he was not as great as I've seen him. Yeah, like I've seen him much better than today. I thought, but you're the boys who see him every week, so
That was a 9.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying he was bad, kid. I'm saying he's great, but
No,
I've
he
seen
was
him play
good.
much better than that. Yeah, I
I
thought
thought it was like a 7.
7 or 8. Yeah, at the top end. Yeah, 8 at the top end.
I probably would have given him an 8. I think Steve gave Martinelli a 9. I think Steve gave Martinelli a 9.
For what? Do you know what?
I don't know.
What 9 is?
Maybe he was saying no, and not.
9.
He was speaking a little bit German. He was speaking a little bit German, mate.
It was. I was a little bit confused by the Martinelli one.
Wow. He played like.
Because I thought Martinelli was a 7. I thought Martinelli was a 7.
Thank you. You
I
know
thought
what?
Martinelli, but this next one,
10, mate. 10.
There's no argument to this one. Steve gave him a 9.
Yeah,
But there's either way for an argument. I thought he was absolutely sizzling
Mate,
today.
where are you taking a point off him? Where is someone taking
I don't know.
someone tell me where you're taking a point off of Saka from? Because this kid is without a doubt the best thing England have got. I don't want to hear about Foden. I don't even want to hear about Rashford, mate. Bukayo Saka is the best player in the Premier League at the moment at his age.
Honestly,
100%, mate.
Saka gives me Robin vibes because he's like, you know what he's going to do.
Good.
You know he's going to get the ball. You know he's going to drop the shoulder. He's going to draw the man in and he's going to shoot.
Yeah.
Can you stop him though? He's telling you what he's going to do.
Luke Shaw couldn't.
He can't stop him. And Luke Shaw's been in great form this season. This Luke Shaw's been in great form
against him, but he still put balls in and still got a goal and still cut in. And it's mad. He got
He's
a 9.
phenomenal.
Got a 9
He's
or 10.
phenomenal.
Give him a 9 or 10. 100% agree with you there. And Kets.
Look, come on. You've got to give this guy respect now. Come on, man.
I already did.
I thought forget about his goal. I thought his play, his all-round play, he draws out a man, his hold-up play. And these are the things I think people aren't seeing. Like they will just see Eddie Nketiah, it seems quite boring. But his overall play, and he's been doing this since Gabriel Jesus has been out. It's been excellent. I can't remember what Steve gave. I think he gave him a 9. 2 goals.
I won't give him
2 goals.
2 goals.
It's worth an 8.
I still don't rate the kid. I really don't. But I know. Well, don't man. I think he's like a third choice striker. He's doing well at the moment, but I don't think he's like. Put it this way, I don't think. Yeah, but I wouldn't mind a one-legged Marcus Stewart right now in our front line. You know what I mean, mate? At least that's 20 goals. So I'd take. Mate, Nate, get your boots on, mate. Get out of time. Don't worry about your back and your knees. Like, get some feet on them, boy.
Hey, yes, you can smell Nathan warming up from outside the dressing room. He's got all that Deep heat, Tiger Balm.
But he's got the next to that. He's got the old the horse screw or whatever it is. You know, like the horsehair stuff.
Oh man!
Hey, what did you give yours? What did you give yours? Because I thought Martinez was, although you can see the free goals.
I'll give you mine. I'll give you mine. De Gea got a 6. Aaron Wan-Bissaka got a 5. Varane got a 6.
I thought he done all right against Martinelli. The majority of
that's what I said. I would give him. I gave him a 6.
Martinez is 6. Is it because he conceded 3 goals?
Yeah, you get 3 goals conceded, mate. Isn't it?
But he played all right.
2-2. They were both on 6s, and they didn't really make the mistakes themselves. So that's why. Yeah. Shaw got a 6. McTominay got a 4. Dudu Prize.
Yeah, he weren't.
Joint Dudu Prize with someone else.
He weren't good.
Eriksen got a 5.
He was quiet.
Bruno got his 5. Anthony got a Dudu Prize as well. Got a 4.
Yeah, we need to have a conversation about Anthony soon.
Yeah, we do, mate.
We do need to have a conversation about him. I thought, honestly, Rashford, Saka, I don't know who the other one is going to be in that front line, but Rashford and Saka needs to be in that front line.
Imagine Martinelli, Rashford, and Saka as a front three.
Where are they going to be playing? What, Rashford coming to Arsenal?
Man United, mate. They're coming to Man United.
Well, that was a combined 11 that I wanted to choose because you can play him up.
And that would have been the Garth being a stickler for the rules, ruined it for everyone.
Rules, mate. Got to stick to the rules, mate. Got to stick.
And Weghorst got a 5. So that's ours, and we gave 10.
I thought like I said, Weghorst was a bit unlucky. He's not playing an assistant that works for him, man. Like we're giving him no balls, no crosses. What's the point of having a 6'6" monster?
Yeah,
up there,
I thought it was better the other day. I thought his link up was better the other day. He dropped in a bit deeper and got some nice link up against Palace, but he seemed quite quiet today.
How good was that for you, though, Kit? How good was it for you, man? Because obviously we're fuming. I'm disappointed on another level, man. But it must have been exceptionally great that last
what
minute
it is? Yeah, exactly. It's that. It's that. I mean, any winner would have been great today. I'd been gutted at a draw, but before the game, I said if it's a draw, it's not the end of the world. We need to win. If we win, it's a massive statement because. Like Man United, the banging form team of Arsenal at the moment, and it is a statement. Like. Yeah, there's no reason for ban. It was an excellent game as well. An excellent game.
Cheers. I got to say hats off to Arsenal for bossing the game number 1.
Deserved it, mate. Deserved it today.
On the 89th minute, I said this is where championship winning teams win games. The second last thought that in my mind, Nketiah goes and scores. I was hoping that we go and get the goal, but I knew we weren't really going to get it.
No, we were going for it. You brought on Fred. We brought on Trossard, and that said a lot. Yeah. That said you was trying to take the draw. We weren't having the draw. We wanted the 3 points. We wanted the 3 points.
You totally killed us and proved that you're way ahead of us in what we're trying to do. Yeah. We're working on getting to that point. You guys took your time to get there. You're there now, and we're not there. So we need to get there. I don't know what that means, G-O-Y-G, but let me know, someone.
That's meant to be a C. I'm sure that's meant to say. Come on, you guys. All right. On that note, boys, thank you for letting me have my say. I weren't coming to jump in. I was just going to give you some stick from behind the scenes.
We're out anyway.
Join us for the next one very soon. Peace out. Hope you enjoyed it. See you guys soon. Bye-bye.